Oh, I want to leave the room. Hello. And then all of a sudden there's all of this rage and emotion.
Welcome to my channel. My name is Melissa and I am a professional soul singer. Today on Soul Singer Discovers, together we're going to be discovering
Good day to you, my beautiful, beautiful dudes. You kings and queens of YouTube. I hope you're having a glorious day. I'm back again for another Soul Singer Discovers, and today I've got to get myself around saying Soul Singer Discovers because I keep sounding like I am from Yorkshire, and I can't have that. I'm a Scottish person.
Self? No, but middling. I don't like this cold weather.
Today we're going to be listening to some Disturbed. We've had this conversation in comments quite a few times now, everyone. And the conversation is about the choice of songs and whether or not they are representative of the band. And yes, I am aware that some of the songs that have been chosen have been not necessarily a full representation of the band. I understand that. But also, you need to know the joyous thing of that means is that I can react and discover more than one song. The great thing about discovering something that is not representative is means that when I go to find something that is, I get two surprises. And I love surprises. I do love surprises. That's to say fun surprises. Fun surprises. Don't nobody be emailing me anything weird, okay? Today we're going to be discovering The Sound of Silence. I know right when I just said that there was an outward groan from some of you. I know that this is not in any way, shape or form a direct representation of Disturbed. However, I would like to listen to it. It is a very popular song and I've never bothered my arse to listen to it. Mostly because, I don't want to sound like an absolute edgelord, but sometimes if something becomes incredibly popular, I'll avoid it like the plague. Because I'm like, if it's popular, I don't care. I don't care. Like Game of Thrones. For the longest time, I was like, Game of Thrones? No, shove up your arse. I'm not watching it. Everyone keeps talking to me about it. Everyone keeps telling me that I have to listen to it. And I don't know if any of you have realised yet, but see when someone tells me I have to do something? No. I don't do well with being told I have to do something. I did recently, as in a few months ago, finally watch the whole thing. Did I enjoy it? Yes, I did. Am I annoyed that I enjoyed it? Absolutely. Absolutely. I think as well, from a soul perspective, definitely hate the fact that when I say to someone, oh, you like Stevie Wonder? And they go, oh my God, I love Stevie Wonder. And I go, oh, me too. What album do you love? What song do you love? I love Sir Duke. Oh yeah, and what was that one that was in that Will Smith movie? The Wild Wild West? I want to leave the room. Fine, I'm calm. Okay, so let's get into it. Disturbed, The Sound of Silence. I obviously know the song. Very moody. Ooh. Keys on flames. Sorry, I won't make fun.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Ooh.
I've come to talk with you again.
Hello.
Because a vision softly creeping left its scenes while I was sleeping. And the vision that was planted in my brain still remains within the sound of silence. In restless dreams I walked
Hang on. There's auto-tune going on. There is auto-tune going on. I know that there's many arguments about auto-tune and the use of auto-tune. I would say that it doesn't necessarily make me all that mad. It depends how it gets used. Do I think if you're paying $300 to go and see Beyonce that better be singing live? Yes, I do. Do I think that I would rather listen to singers who mess it up a little bit because they're passionate about what they're doing and they're performing and getting into it? Yeah, I do. But I'm still from the school of thought that you're either a good singer or you're not. And if you use auto-tune as a tool in the studio to fine-tune something you already have, I'm not mad at it. But mostly because I'm a soul singer and I use live tracking for previous albums, you can't necessarily get away with having something that feels very organic and then suddenly you've got a little auto-tune. Don't work. With this, it's not like it's not like some singers have it up so high that it's like, never mind, let me listen to that robot that's singing right now. But the fact is, his voice is gorgeous. It's very subtle currently. It's very resonant, which is something I think I say a lot currently, but I mean, frankly, you guys have got some great singers. But let's keep going. I like his voice. I like his expression on some of the notes. He's done a couple of nice bends and things. It's really lovely. It feels very dark, it feels very ominous. The Sound of Silence, Simon and Garfunkel. I do love Simon and Garfunkel. I'm not going to lie, a lot of representations of The Sound of Silence for me have been used in jokes. This feels very serious. Let's keep going. Yeah, that's a lot of tune, but just a moment.
Neath the halo of a street lamp, I turn my collar to the cold and damp. When my
That was
eyes
nice.
were stabbed by the flash of a neon light that split the night and touched the sound of silence. And in the naked light I saw 10,000 people, maybe more. People talking without speaking. People hearing without listening. People writing songs and voices never shared. And no one dared disturb the sound of silence.
Hang on a second. Yeah, he's got a really beautiful expression. I think when he goes up to the higher parts of his range, is it in and in the naked light I saw? I'm not totally sure. But he feels like a country singer. Like some of his choices of bends, and probably maybe his accent is helping towards me thinking that, but he feels like a country singer, and I'm really not mad about it. It's really beautiful. I think obviously this song is going to go on a twist, because I feel like all of these metal tunes sometimes bury the lead. Like they pretend they're going to be really lilting and soft and a big cozy hug, and then all of a sudden there's all of this rage and emotion, which I love so much. Genuinely, I've heard a lot of versions of this, and I'm not a huge fan of a lot of them, but this one I can get behind because it's simplistic. They're not trying to overcook it. Like Simon and Garfunkel worked because it was two guys and acoustic guitars, and they didn't often overcook what it was that they were doing. So I think this currently works. I wouldn't be mad if it suddenly became a bigger song dynamically. I might be a little bit like, oh, if they've got any kind of gospel choir. This is not R. Kelly. This is not I Believe I Can Fly. Please, God. Yeah, that might feel tonally a bit weird. Other voices, I'm up for that. Gospel choir, absolutely not. Let's keep going.
Fool said I, you do not know. Silence like a cancer grows. Hear my words and I might teach you. Take my arms and I might reach you. But my words, like silent
Ah, I like that.
Cold in the wells of silence, and the people bowing to the neon god they made.
Excuse me, shut the front door. I want to listen to that. I want to listen to that a little bit. Just one more time, hang on.
And the people bowing to the neon god they made.
That is the most beautiful example of a singer's expression adding something extra to a song. Their expression and their phrasing adding to the song. He's put the emphasis on they, and it's just to the neon gods. I forget the words to this song. To the neon gods they made. It just, yeah, he's put the emphasis on that. I know other singers have put the emphasis on that before, but without the squall on it, it's not as impactful. Really nice. And the squall, and I'm going to call it squall, the squall that he's using is very thick. Some squalls that they use, like a good example would be Rob Halford's squall that he puts on some of his very high notes. It's very thin. Also, I would point out at this stage, thin and thick, and the difference between those two squalls, neither is better than the other, I would just like to say. The thin one that Rob Halford has, it's going over a very high note, and it suits the note perfectly, whereas this one, his squall feels very thick. I think what I'm actually just referring to is the vibration of the vocal folds, whether or not it's very noticeable and there's a large fluctuation in the vibration, and whether there's a very thin fluctuation. But yeah, he's got a really gorgeous voice. I would definitely be interested in doing another video of him doing another Disturbed song. This on its own though is glorious. Let's keep going.
And the sign flashed out his warning, and the words that it was forming. And the sign said the words on the prophets are written on the subway walls, in tenement halls, and whisper.
I'm sorry, maybe that's why I think he sounds like a country singer. Some of his vowels that he's choosing, and their whisper. He's putting emphasis on the R, which a lot of singers, because they want to avoid the R's, because R's are hard. They will avoid putting so much emphasis on the R, they'll maybe even drop it completely. He puts emphasis on it and he creates this little closed sound around the R. Whisper! His tongue is elevated, I imagine, and possibly pointing towards the back of his teeth to create that noise. And country singers do that. Country singers do create closed vowels, closed sounds. Talking about cars and dreaming about women. Yeah, he's doing a closed vowel thing that I would expect from a country singer, and that's why I think it sounds a little bit country. He's not a country singer, but some of the vowels he's choosing feel that way, and they tend to be on R sounds. Interesting. Let's keep going.
And the sound
Nice.
of silence.
Oh, silence. Nice. Thank God there was no choir. If there'd been a choir, I would have fallen out with Disturbed forever. Yeah, he's got a lot of different colour to his voice. That last part as well. The sound of silence. He was letting a little bit more air go through his vocal folds on top of the note, just to make it a little bit more aspirate or breathy, which creates a softer sound. Going from creating such an aggressive sound with his squall to that sort of softer sound, it's impressive. You're basically changing the dynamics of your voice in order to suit the song, but also the lyrical content and the dynamics of the other instruments going on. It's super impressive. I really liked it. I'm not a big fan of The Sound of Silence as a song, but I loved his expression. It was very good. I'm looking forward to listening to some more Disturbed. So before y'all go in the comments and start being like, Melissa, you haven't done a fair representation of Disturbed, I demand you do this. First of all, don't demand. Second of all, I'm gonna do some more Disturbed. His voice is really interesting. Clearly expressing what's going on in the song matters to this guy. And as for the rest of the band, I'll just have to listen to them when I do another Disturbed. What do you guys think the next Disturbed song should be? What do you think of The Sound of Silence? Do you think they should have done this song? Would you prefer that they hadn't? Let me know in the comments section. Thank you again for joining me, and I'll see you again for another Soul Singer Discovers. Good day!